Hi everybody, Annie Chin Taylor here, and I want to share with you an amazing yet well-known access consciousness tool that helped me yesterday in a situation where tons of intense anger was being projected at me. So I have to give you a little bit of background information. A month ago, I went into this local business to pick up some printing that I had done. Actually, I had some Access Bars manuals to pick up, and they closed at 5 p.m. and I remembered at 10 till 5 p.m., 4:50 p.m., that I needed to go get the manuals, and I was on the other side of Albuquerque. So I called them and I said, I'm so sorry, I am on the other side of Albuquerque. I gotta come get the manuals. I know you close at 5. Will you stay open for me? And I got I don't stay open after 5 p.m. That's my closing time. And it was a Friday, and he wanted to start his weekend. And I totally got that. And I said, okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna dash over right now. I'm gonna get over there. And so it was pretty amazing because I used this one particular access tool that I shared in a video post several months back, and I was asking, okay, if I had no fixed points of use here, what magic could I create? Because if you can imagine, in most cities, traffic hour starts around 4:30, 5 o'clock when everybody gets off of work, right? So Albuquerque I-25 can get pretty backed up, and I thought, oh my God, I got to get up there, and it normally takes about 20 minutes without traffic. So I was using that tool, and I got into the parking lot. I arrived at the business at 5:03 p.m. I'm like, awesome! And I saw that, this guy was still working. I mean, he was still inside. So I ran in and I said, thank you so much for staying open. And he looked at me and he was just very angry. And he said, you've ruined my weekend. And, just this litany of judgment being projected at me. And he has this big chip on his shoulder that everybody in Albuquerque, takes advantage of other people, blah, blah, blah. And so I just let that go past me. I said, I really appreciate that you stayed open. I'm very grateful. And he couldn't receive the gratitude. And he just said, don't talk to me and, get out. And I paid and I said, have a good weekend. And he's like, well, it's not starting off good because you didn't get in on time, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, okay, thank you. And I actually offered to buy him coffee, a cup of coffee, because I really truly was grateful. And he said, I don't take favors, I don't take charity, and the only reason why I stayed open is because it's my job. And I thanked him and I left. So fast forward 1 month to yesterday. That makes a lot of sense. I'll fast forward and go back. Anyway, so I go in to pick up some more Access Bars manuals that were printed for me, and I get there like 5 hours before closing. This time I'm like on top of it. And I go in, and this guy comes to the front counter when he sees that somebody came in, and he saw it was me, and I said, hi, and I said his name, but I'm not going to say the name on the recording. And I said, how you doing? And he just projected all this anger at me. And he said, I was doing fine until you came in. And I'm like, whoa. And he said, I don't like you, and I wish you never would come back to this business because I don't like working with you. And you made me late starting my weekend last time you came in. And I thought, wow, he has not let that go. And I said, wow, are you still angry about that? And he said, oh yeah, I'm not going to let you forget that. And I thought, wow. And so he just started projecting all this anger at me. And I thought, so he said more, and, I just, I did use another tool, which I'm going to share in another video, but I don't want to distract from how for me I changed the energy of what was being projected at me. Because after I paid and I left, I got in my car and I was shaking. I was feeling so much of the intensity of his anger. But I thought, oh my God, and I could feel myself starting to feel really angry about what just occurred. And so I started backing out of the parking lot and started, to go take care of the rest of my errands. And I could just feel myself getting so upset with this person and how he spoke to me. And it was really amazing because there was part of my brain that was trying to say, well, he's probably, it looks like he has a chip on his shoulder. He holds on to grudges and so forth. But maybe he's had a hard life or something. But then I could just feel myself shaking, and I could feel myself starting to get really angry. And it hit me while I was having this kind of this experience of wanting to try and see the good in him, but also seeing how mean he was to me. And I was shaking because I thought I was angry. And when I actually thought of using this tool, it hit me like, is this anger mine? And it was really funny because as soon as I asked that question, is this mine? Is this anger mine? Or the version of, who does this belong to? Is this anger mine? And I realized I had taken on his anger. And and a lot of us would go into conclusion that because when somebody is so angry at us and calling us, accusing me, actually in this case, of behavior that was just totally wrong, I found that I actually didn't think I did anything wrong. And so normally most people would go into anger for being accused of doing something that this other person was judging as wrong. And I realized I wasn't angry, and that I was starting to have those sensations of anger because I was taking on the intensity that he was projecting at me. Whew. So I asked, is this mine? And I totally got that I had taken on his stuff. And so I returned it to him with consciousness attached, and poof, all of the shakiness and all of that mind stuff going on in my head about, how I need to get back at him, or how I've got to make his life miserable, and how, I've got to do something that will let him see the error of his ways. And I realized all of that was what he projected onto me after it all cleared up instantaneously. So I share this tool because how many times have we been in a situation where somebody was projecting some intense emotion at us, and then we leave feeling rattled, and then we actually start mirroring back that same kind of sense, that same intensity, and we want to project it back at them. And what if you being an awareness of what you're experiencing in your body, what if you actually asked, is this mine? And it was very freeing for me, and seeing that I didn't have to start going into a reaction that most people have bought into, because they bought into responding from the energy that was projected onto them. So I hope that this creates more ease in your life. That's why I'm sharing it. And to just bring in awareness of, are you responding or reacting to what could be one of those ugly situations in life because you were perceiving something from somebody else but buying it as yours, and that you had to act on it. Okay, so who does this belong to? An awesome tool. Use it and create more ease in your life. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.